I never thought I'd be standing up here as an owner of a sports team. I guess I still don't think myself that way. I think it's fair to say this opportunity found me more than me going looking for it. As you mentioned, I've been an assistant coach with the Millrats since they came to St. John. When I heard they were coming, I seeked out Ian and asked if I could get involved somehow, and I was lucky enough to be brought on. So I guess during those years, I haven't really been involved in the business side. I've talked to Ian and Steve and Chuck before about different things, but really wasn't involved. And I guess the defining moment that brought us here today was last year in Halifax. We were down there, and I normally don't travel with the team, but I decided to go that day. Thought it might be our last game, and so after the game, Steve really didn't feel like getting on the bus. Steve wanted, he heard I had my car there, so we drove home, and we had 4 hours together in the car talking. And I guess I broke the ice and say, Steve, how are things going? What's the outlook for next year? So Steve gave me the full disclosure where things were, and so a few things were in my head, and I said, well, do you mind if I talk to some friends of mine? So the first call I made was to Mike Tilley. Mike and I go back a long way. We worked together, played basketball together, but for those who don't know Mike, pretty successful businessman in the area. And so Mike and I were talking, and I said there may be an opportunity here. I'm not sure what that is. And we talked, and we thought, well, maybe we thought there might be a perception problem. Is it perceived as a local-owned group? Is it perceived as something where the investment stays here? And so one thing led to another, and we said, well, neither one of us are in a position to give the money ourselves that Ian and the guys were looking for. So we said, well, do we have other friends, other people in the same position as us that love basketball and a financial position maybe to help out a little bit? And at the same time I was talking to Mike one of these calls, Jeff White texted Mike. And Mike said, oh, Jeff's calling me. And so we ended up getting together, and I think we came up with a shared vision. And that's what we try to communicate to the other folks that came on board, is that we really didn't want to see the Millrats leave. At minimum, we don't want the name to leave. It's our name. We are the St. John Millrats. And I guess, if you look back to the founding years of the NHL, what if one of those original 6 teams had left? What if the Habs or the Leafs had left? How different hockey would be in this country. So we don't want one of those original teams to leave the NBL. And we also talked about the difference the players are making in the community, not only from a basketball perspective, but their outreach programs into the schools.